We've not done this before. Are we crossing our legs? I'll cross mine this way.
Okay. It doesn't look weird.
Okay. Can you see us both? So my husband Jason is behind the camera. We have two cameras going because we've got one on the AuPairWorld account and one on my Hunger Mama account. Jason, are we getting anybody showing up? Oh, yay!
Yay! Okay, so I'm Sedef.
And I'm Bethy, and we found each other on AuPairWorld.
Yeah.
And so we reached out to AuPairWorld to do a bit of a collaboration because we both have been really happy with using AuPairWorld and having just the whole situation in general has been great for both of us. So we wanted to do kind of a question and answer session. And Jason is behind the camera making all sorts of faces at the moment. This is my husband. So Jason, do you want to tell us, are there any questions coming up?
Yeah, there's a question, and I think this one is for Sedef. How do you meet people?
How do I meet people? So basically before I came here, like a month before I came here, I started to look on Facebook. I just typed in au pair in England or au pair in London, and there are loads of groups. So I started there and I just texted people when I thought they looked nice or...
And you're really busy.
Yeah, it's actually really easy to find friends, and from there on I found links to WhatsApp au pair groups, and this is how I first met some people here, but also through, for example, my English school, or from doing like
you've done dancing and
acting classes, or I meet friends and then they bring some friends and then we meet other people, and it's actually really easy. Yeah.
Is there another question?
Yeah, it's so how do you, I think this is for Sedef as well, how do you pick the right family? And then for both of you, what are things that should be important on both sides? Like after you, and now that you've been doing this for almost, you've been with us for almost a year, what are the things that are most important?
I thought about what is important for me in a family, and for me it was really important that I really have a family where I feel like a family member. So,
well, because we've talked about that there are two different kinds, and I've written a blog post about this on my blog, and the link for that is just in my profile of my Instagram account. That there are kind of two kinds of au pairs, two kinds of au pair situations. One, like we have, where we really consider Sedef family. And like we all went out to dinner tonight with Jason's mom and stepdad who are in town, and of course Sedef came with us because we really consider her a part of the family. She's come on holiday with us. We celebrate birthdays together, we celebrate holidays together.
Christmas.
And that works for us, and we were both expecting that going into the relationship because we discussed it beforehand. But there are some au pairs and some families that would prefer more of a kind of live-in nanny situation where the au pair, is loved by the family, of course, but doesn't necessarily eat meals with the family, doesn't hang out with the family, doesn't do much more than work and kind of go out and do their own thing. So that, for me, I think is the most important thing to clarify beforehand.
So how did your host family, that's us, include you the first time you came? How did we make you feel welcome? I assume we did.
Yeah, of course.
Good answer.
Well, you were just really nice and welcoming. We had, what I really enjoyed is we always have dinner together, so it's always a nice time to end the day together and have dinner and just chat and talk about everything. And I think like a month after I arrived, we went to Brighton together.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah.
So that was really nice, and I really appreciated that you got to come with you and just included me into the family. And
a lot of that is just kind of a choice to say this is our new family member, and let's just jump in with with 2 feet.
So here's a question from someone who is currently an au pair in Finland, which I love because I spend a lot of time in Finland.
Yeah.
But the question is,
Not you guys.
any opportunity to steal the spotlight? Hello to Finland. What are your favorite things about each other?
Oh, I love that Sedef is so friendly and just will jump into a new situation. Just isn't afraid to try anything. I mean, the fact that she just was like, now I'm going to take dancing classes, and now I've signed up for an acting class. I think that's amazing. I mean, I hope my children are as confident and outgoing at the same age to just jump in and do something like that. And being an au pair, I think, takes a level of confidence that you would need to just kind of go into an unknown situation and try it out. So I really admire that in you.
Thank you. I
Now
can't
tell me
get
about
that
me.
from you. Because you're
Or you can say what you like about me.
Oh, stop.
you're just so open and so friendly, and you're just a creative person, and I really like that. That's why I kind of get out of my shell and stop being shy, and
Aw.
I just see you and you're so always happy, and I really like that. And yeah, you just made me part of your family, and that's really, really nice.
Aw.
So Bethy, why is the reason that you have an au pair, presumably as opposed to other types of childcare?
We had a nanny for a long time who just worked part-time, and then I was with the kids when we didn't have the nanny. And but we also supplemented with other people's au pairs, which sounds a bit weird, but so like Sedef has time free during the day when the kids are at school, and so that was a situation with some friends of mine who had au pairs through AuPairWorld, which is how I heard of AuPairWorld, and so we would basically borrow their au pairs during the day, and we got to know these young women and just loved the idea of the whole thing. And so then we lived in a small flat at the time, so we didn't have the space for an au pair. And when we moved into this house and had more bedrooms, the first thing we thought of was, oh, now we can get an au pair! It's the most affordable kind of childcare, and we love having basically what we kind of consider an exchange student situation where we can get to know another culture, and Sedef teaches the kids about her German culture, and you're also Kurdish, so she teaches them about her Kurdish traditions, and so we love that, and it's like the most fun kind of childcare, and I enjoy the company when my husband is working or traveling. I really like having an au pair for myself.
What do you think is the best part of having an au pair, Bethy?
Just being very selfish. I really enjoy the companionship because Jason, who's behind the camera, works long hours, and at the end of a long day, to have another adult around to make dinner with me and to share dinner with me and the kids and to just kind of be around is amazing. And obviously that's not what she's here for. She's here for kids.
I enjoyed as well.
Good. But I mean, and the kids really benefit, and it gives me flexibility because we're American and living in the UK. We don't have family around, so things like going out for a drink with a friend, if Jason has a late meeting or if he's traveling or whatever the case is, if a friend says, hey, do you want to catch a drink or something, or there's an event in the evening or something I want to do in the evening, in the past I've had to say, no, I can't. Obviously I have to, I'm a mom, I have to stay with my kids. But having an au pair, because part of Sedef's hours each week is to do 2 evenings a week, And usually I try to set those up beforehand, but every now and then I'll text and say, Sadaf, can I please go out with my friend? And of course, no is always an answer if I'm doing it last minute, but Sadaf is great and is usually very flexible with us, and it allows me to some freedom, which is any mom or dad knows, mom or dad even, knows having a bit of freedom to, socialize and go to events you want to is invaluable. So yeah. Thank you to AuPairWorld for having us, and yeah, thanks. Bye.